So it's Wednesday, so let's jump into yet another Transformer Slag podcast Patreon listener question. Once again, if you want to be part of the Transformer Slag Patreon, check the description below. Come join us. Let us know we're doing a good job here on this ragtag podcast. If you join the Patreon, you get your name in the end scroll at the end of every segment moving forward. You get to join the awesome Transformer Slag Patreon Discord, where we have amazing Transformer chat, cool stuff discussed, a lot of news breaks there. We have deals on Transformer toys so you could get your hobby cheaply. We have rare lore that you could download that I'm constantly putting out every week. So definitely come join us there too if you join the Patreon. You get a little gift box in the mail depending on how high on the tier you are too. Some people got some cool stuff in the mail. And of course, like today, you get to ask the Patreon listener question. We got one here from Stitch Productions. And Stitch Productions wants to know, and this is one that's come up a few times in the live streams that we do on Saturday, but I figured we might as well also bring it up here. And it's that they want to know, I got a question that I thought could be a good topic. Why is it Walmart's stock is so bad? Today I went hunting to look for those new Headmaster figures exclusive to Walmart, and I went to 4 Walmarts and the stock was completely empty. I know I'm not the only one that deals with this. I see the same thing happen with other YouTubers that go toy hunting and record it on camera. So I know that why it sucks and that the stock is not working out. As someone who works in retail, I don't understand why Walmart is like this. So, thank you for the question, Stitch. I've had this discussion many times because many years ago, man, God, how long has it been? It's been like almost like 12 years ago. I used to work at a Burger King. Used to work fast food. Protoman used to work in fast food. Good times, actually. I miss those days. They were fun. But what was awesome about working at that Burger King, I worked Monday to Friday, 5 days a week, but I was literally right next to a Toys R Us. Remember those? Oh, remember those? A Toys R Us and a Walmart. And every single day after work, legit, every single day after work, I'd hit that Toys R Us and I'd hit that Walmart. And this was Energon era, let's say. A little bit Armada Energon era. And one thing that I learned going every single day is stock comes and goes super fast. Like super fast. You'll go to a Walmart on Monday and they'll have full cases of the latest wave of something, and Tuesday it's all gone. And it's not even because of me. I'd buy like 1 or 2 items and then when I'd come back and as if it was never there. And I'd see that all the time. I would see entire stacks of stuff of an end cap of like, Omega Sentinel Energon. And then the next day there's one left out of that stack of like 12. So if there's one thing that I learned is that sometimes people say about how bad the stock is with their Walmart, but the fact is that there's a frequency of people that go through there that you just can't even fathom as an individual. Look, in the United States, and again, keep in mind, I'm a Canadian, the land of hockey pucks and poutine. My population is just a fraction of the United States. But I can't even use myself as an example, but I could feel the same kind of vibe. Look, in the United States, last I checked in 2020, there was 4,750 Walmarts as of 2020. And Targets, I believe there was 1,900 in the United States. And then, of course, it trickles down Walgreens and Ross, which are the lesser toy retailers that you would be hunting. But the point is, those are the numbers for the United States. So what we're discussing, obviously, is the United States issue. Stitch is from the United States. So people like me and people in the UK and Australia, it's a different animal completely. But the way that I see it is you have to literally go every day. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's the only way you could really be on top of things. It's not that stock is bad. It's that the frequency of people that come through your store, and God forbid you have a guy who's a scalper that regulars that place. Then that's a whole other animal too. But even if you don't have a scalper, even if you don't have a guy that goes through there and just buys everything, it's still the frequency, because there really wasn't scalping back in 2001, 2002 for Armada and Energon product. There really wasn't. But it was just that a Walmart would get a case of deluxe for, let's say, Wave 2 Armada. And that deluxe box had maybe 16 units, maybe 8, depending on the rollout. I don't remember what the rollout was for Armada Deluxes. I'm going to assume it was probably 16 per case. Could be wrong, though. Someone correct me in the comments if they know that exact number. Wasn't paying attention to that back then. But if they, let's say they had a case of 16, and that Walmart toy manager puts out that case of 16, let's say it's the Monday. Now, you visited your Walmart on Saturday. That was your free day to go hit it up. So Monday came, you went on Saturday, you didn't see nothing. The Monday came, they put the stuff out. Day one, how many people go through that toy aisle? No joke, thousands every day out of Walmart. And then the second day, and the third day, and the fourth day. How many think are left at that point? That's why a lot of times I tell people to pay attention also to assortment numbers. Assortment numbers are the little number. It's AST. It's somewhere on the package. I can't really say where specifically. Usually on the back near the barcode. But because sometimes you'll see a figure, and if you know the assortment number, you would know that that figure is part of a case of other stuff, and you might see that one Prowl figure and go like, huh, I don't think I've ever seen that Prowl before. And then you pay attention to the assortment number, you go, oh, that was part of a case that had X, Y, and Z that I was looking for. Because that Prowl might be the only thing left of a case of 16 of something. And sometimes it really has nothing to do with the stock being bad. It's that places just get cleared out. They really do. And if you're someone like me, I went every single day because I would see how one day stuff was there and the next day it was not there, and then you never saw that wave ever again. I'm reminded of like late wave Energon stuff, like Checkpoint and what was the other ones? There was the repaint of Bulkhead from Energon, the green helicopter. I forget his name. Oh my God. I think it was Quick Strike. Yeah, I think they called it Quick Strike. It was a trademark save. But like those weird ones from the end, I saw them once. I picked it up for myself. Never saw it again. And I would go every single day. And no joke, like I almost hit Walmart every single day until like weekdays, until probably around the time when the first movie came out in 2007. And I would see how sometimes stock would just show up and then you never see it again. To refer to what you talked about here, the Headmaster ones, those are 8 per case, 2 figures per case. And those reissue packaging retro G1 stuff, it's not even a reissue of G1. It's actually just using Titan return molds. But the point is that whatever that's labeled as from the case assortment, that stuff, they probably get 1 case. It hits the shelf, 2 figures each of the 8. And then you probably are hunting for it. But who knows? When you went to that Walmart, maybe 3 days earlier they were there. And one guy came in and he bought 1 of each for himself. And like I said, God forbid he was a scalper and he bought all 8 for himself. And that's it. And you never knew that it was even there. So it really is a perspective. It really is, because I had a friend that worked at a Toys R Us many years ago, and he told me how the same thing with Walmart, that toy manager of that section of boy toys or whatever, he's just trying to either make sense of stock, make sure what to order. He never wants to order too much. He has his SKU. The SKU is pretty much how he has to do the layout, and he just got to fill it up with product, but not buy too much to the point that they have extra and they're losing money. Although Walmart never actually loses money. Even when they're selling stuff on clearance, they're still making profit. But that's a whole other story for a whole other documentary that I watched many years ago about Walmart and their profits. But the point is that, I really don't feel that it's that Walmarts don't have bad stock. It's that you probably have a ecosystem of buyers that are just like locusts, that are just swooping through and eating up everything. And your Walmart does get restocked. It's just that people eat it up before you get a chance to. So many people, they go to like a Walmart and they take a photo and they share it on, like, let's say the Facebook forums and the Facebook groups, and they show their completely barren TF section, going like, my Walmart sucks. They took it on a day that, for all they know, it might have been filled to the gills, and It got eaten up. Look, I'm not going to agree with someone who takes a photo of a Walmart section in New York City when you're talking a Walmart that probably gets legit, no joke, maybe like 3,000, 4,000 people coming through their toy aisle every day. And keep in mind, America is a humongous place. There's only about less than 5,000 Walmarts. And when you think about it, less than 5,000 Walmarts, and each of those Walmarts, assuming, get one case of deluxes, maybe two, that's not a lot to go around when you're talking not just Transformer fans, but non-Transformer fans who are casually buying, parents that are buying, not knowing if the kid even likes Transformers, and of course, the infamous scalpers. So I don't think stock is bad. I think that the stock is there. It's just that people are eating it up. Look, we see the same thing with Hasbro Pulse. They put up stuff for sale and it goes instantly out of stock in no time. And they actually had to put a limit at 2 per unit for people, and it still goes out of stock. Primarily because, well, every single one of those guys that are trying to flip are going to buy 2 because they're going to try to make their money somehow. And that's the bigger reality, because yes, there is some outliers. Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 Walmarts that have a toy manager that just isn't on his game. But in general, I feel that there's more overstock and a mess than there is, or dead stock, if anything, which is part of the reason why we don't see new stuff, than there is a mess of understock and complete empty holes. My suggestion, and it's what I used to do, and again, it's a headache, and it's a lot of gasoline driving back and forth, but it's something where if you could somehow go to your retailer, whether it be a Walmart or a Kmart or a Target or a Walgreens or a Ross, if you can go, if it's next to your job and it's not out of the way, if you could go every day, I would suggest you do it. And keep note of how the rotation of stock works. I paid attention to those things because I was a completist, where I was trying to get every little stupid thing. So I need to make sure, I got to get that fast action Battler Bumblebee, and I got to get that bumpin' Battler, Bulkhead, and I got to get that, Real Gear so-and-so. Like, I had to get every little stupid thing. But when you're talking about getting every little Transformer, you got to pay attention to what's rolling in and what's rolling out. No pun intended. But that's how I feel it is. I don't want to defend Walmart. I really don't. But I really feel that, and it's just because I've had this discussion before and I've experienced it myself. It really is something where you got to be on top of what goes in and out of that place every day. Because you walk into a Walmart on Saturday morning and you don't find anything, and it's only because a guy 2 hours before came in and cleared it out when the place opened. And then when you left at the same time, like, when they closed, they restocked everything. And then you go on the internet and say, hey, like, there's nothing, this Walmart sucks. It's all timing. It really is. Unless you could have like a camera focused on that Transformer section, you could prove to me that 7 days a week they just don't put anything out. But I see more than not people just clearing out stuff, because it's the same thing how they'll be like, oh, hey, X figure isn't selling well, there's so much of it, and then it goes on crazy clearance for $5, and all of a sudden I can't find it anymore. Why? Because the people swooped in and bought it all. And you can't look at yourself and say, I'm the only person collecting Transformers. There's tons of people out there in your own city that are doing it. You might not know who they are, but they're buying it. And then there's the X factor of, again, parents and scalpers and toy collectors who are not Transformer fans but are just trying to buy product. It's a lot. And it's a lot of people, but not a lot of product to go around. And Walmart is just trying to cover their butt in the process. I think that it's getting sold. I think it's getting stocked. You're just not getting to it on time. And it's not your fault. It isn't. It's something where it's all about right place, right time. And I personally have missed out on Transformer product going 7 days a week sometimes in the craziness of it, just because I wasn't there at the right place at the right time. That's something where, in all honesty, you got to have a network of friends. You got to have people that are looking out for you, that are also looking for product, that if they're local, all the better, because you don't have to worry about shipping it out, especially in this time and day and age where, we can't meet up at any locations and stuff because of you know who and you know what. So the way I say it, you just got to be more frequent and really pay attention to what's happening in terms of stock. The manager's not going to look in the back. Chances are there usually isn't stuff in the back. They put it out there. If there's empty pegs, they're going to fill it. They don't want it sitting in the back. They rather have that storage in the back be used for stuff that has a street date and needs to come out later than for it to just sit in the back and rot. They will fill those pegs to the brim if they have to. I know it for a fact. But I hope that answers your question, and I hope that people chime in on this, because I'm pretty sure there's people that have worked at Walmart or worked in retail that could also give their 2 cents, especially when it comes to the toy section. Again, my friend, shout out to Victor, who worked at Toys R Us back then. He was a manager. He confirmed a lot about how that stuff works. He would later go on to work at Walmart, and same thing, my buddy Lee J, his sister worked at Walmart, and it's just, there's a certain system of how the flow goes. And trust me, they're looking to make money. They're not looking to just let stuff sit around, So once again, if you want to be part of the Patreon, like Stitch Productions over here, patreon.com/Protoman. Check the description below. Check the pinned comment. And come join us, ask a question, or just come join us on the Discord, hang out, and talk Transformers. And hey, maybe you might find someone that could find something for you, like these Headmasters that we're missing in stock.